In case of that unsupervised learning, in predictive model, we have to go for the predictive clustering. But in case of the descriptive model, we have to go for the descriptive clustering and association rule discovery. So this is the scenario we have to follow up. And now we have to talk about that machine learning models. So this is that foundation based on what we discussed on earlier. So in that machine learning model, we have to be three main models we have to study. Number one is called the geometrical model, and number two is called that is the probabilistic model. Number three is called that is the logical model. So in that geometrical model, we are using that is the intuitions from the geometry by separating that data by the planes or by the linear transformations or by the distance metrics. In that probabilistic model, we are going to be study about that process of reducing that uncertainty and that model by that probability distribution. And in that logical model, in the term itself, we are having that term solution and answer. We are applying that is the logical. That means either the 1 or the 0. So according to that, we have to apply these things in your data set, and we are getting and also we are applying that is the logical expression, and we are getting that outcome for that. Apart all these things, let me have to go for that another setup of that models is called that grouping models and then the grading models. In that grouping models, we are divide that instance space into the segments. In each segment, a very simple constant or that model is learned. And in the grading model, we are applying that is the learning by the global model over the instance space. So these are all that 5 kind of the models. But in the primary, we are going to study about geometric model, probabilistic model, logical model, and finally we have to discuss about that grouping models and then grading models. And now let me have to come to that geometrical models. In geometrical models, the term is called that basic linear classifier. In that basic linear classifier, I am having that one set of the data. In that set of the data, I am drawing that is the one threshold line. So in case of if I am saying that is the threshold line, that point should be very important. At what point I am doing that is the classification. So for that, I am applying that is one formula. I am having that one line is called that is the P, and another one line is called that is the N. In among that, let I have to take an average, that is the P plus N by 2. So I am having that only 2 parameters, P and then N, and for the distance I am making that is one average. So in that midpoint, I am drawing that is that another one line or that another one spot. So from that spot, let I have to distinguished. So what are all the parameters available above the spot, and then so what are all the parameters below that is the spot. In simple, let I have to say I am drawing that is the line, and above that line, so what are all that group of the data, and below that is the line, so what are all the group of the data. So above the line, the group of data it's called that is the positive data, and below that is the line, the group of the data is called that is the negative data. The positive data is the data, so what I am expecting. Geometrical model.